exactly was the pitch report and in fact the reading of the pitch by the Indian team that we're expecting it to be good batting conditions, which will get worse? Because whilst yes, sure, we have seen some good batting in this knock, particularly from Surya Yadav. I think even Hardik Pandya chipped in with a few good runs there. I wouldn't go as far as calling this a good wicket by no stretch of the imagination. It was definitely two-faced. Some of the balls from the seamers, particularly ones that they were bowling either cross or rolling their fingers over and bowling cutters, were a little tough to play. But despite all of that, I would say good job so far. But let's open the floor. 181 for 8. What do you guys think? Winning total?
You know, it is strange because, see, if you look at whether the pitch was good for batting, a total that you need in excess of 9 runs per over, traditionally, isn't it considered a good score? 180 plus, and considering it was kind of a mini recovery if you look at it. 62 for 3 in 8.3, but then you score 119 in 11.3, meaning you are maintaining a run rate of 10 per over.
Yeah.
Okay? Your top order once again failed. Totally failed. I mean, we'll come to that a bit later, but Surya Yadav, credit to him for managing it out on a sluggish wicket. 189, definitely one of the best, but yes, it's Afghanistan, so you'll have to take it with a pinch of salt. Shivam Dube, Hardik Pandya at least gave you that partnership worth about 60 runs that ensured you were there. When you were kind of getting those cutters in, it was definitely gripping.
Yes.
Let's make no mistake about it.
That's exactly how Rohit Sharma got out. It was a cutter or a cross.
All three deliveries of Jadeja. Every wicket that Fazal Farooqi got was all through cutters.
Yeah, it wasn't through a swing ball, not
Yes, and even Rashid, if you look at it, he got it through skid and a bit of turn. He's not a big turner, he got it through skid and little bit of turn. So, I think India have done well, considering the fact that you are 62 for 3 in 8.3. Your two best players combined gave you 32 runs in 37 deliveries.
Exactly.
And this kind of an outside, I'm sorry, because it's Afghanistan, you may get away. But I'm sorry, this will hurt you in the semi-final.
In the semi-final, I feel even before that, I wouldn't be surprised if even today it's going to be tough for the Indian team to actually stop this total. I think we were talking about the pitch before the game also, that how will it play. The pitch, I think, was definitely two-paced. Is it going to stay the same or is it going to deteriorate even further? Now, I think it's going to deteriorate because already you can see those patches on the wicket, those footmarks on the wicket. So, I think it's going to be a tough chase for the Afghanistan side.
Let us ask Nikhil itself, who's joined us from Barbados. Nikhil, the initial readings of the pitch, has it taken some by surprise, or do you think this was the typical total that you had expected at the Kensington Oval?
No, I expected a bit more actually, but I said it's a 180 plus for sure. If you remember, 180, they've got 181. But I was a bit more bullish with this Indian team. I thought that they could have reached, close to 200, and that's why the prediction. But overall, would they be happy with their batting? Not quite. I think they are. I'm not saying they're short because I think they may have had enough to beat Afghanistan already. I think they've got enough, but.
Nikhil, your voice is gone. Audio is gone.
No, I'm speaking to a few people here. Your game, okay. Can you see those fans there on top?
Oh, yes.
Can you see so I was just talking to them. So they are telling me from there, I'm on the outside wall because, I can't do live from inside, but they saw me and then screamed saying, Nikhil bhai, we are winning. So I thought I must convey that to you guys. The fans think that 170 is good enough. To win against this Afghanistan team. Yeah, going back to that point, I think once they've got enough to beat this Afghanistan team, unless they play RNS Kings and their stronger suit, which is bowling, is done. And I think India have got a decent total. Anything over 180 was going to be tough for Afghanistan. Also remember, it's a day game. So what I may have estimated 200 in a night game, I think somewhere settles around 190. 92 would have been ideal. Maybe you were playing a Australia-England, then I would have been saying that you're 15-20 run short on this pitch. I'm just speaking in particular about this pitch and these conditions. If you're playing England-Australia, I probably would have said, India needed to get a bit more. But I think this Afghanistan team, you've got enough. But if you were to encounter the same conditions, let's say Barbados, same pitch, day game, you won the toss, batting first, I expect nothing less than 190. You need to be looking at the 200 range if you have to restrict teams like Australia and because I thought it's a good batting surface. And I think somewhere, let me go to where I think Rohit Sharma looked completely out of league. Firstly, you expected him to give you a good start, could not give you. Rishabh Pant could have been that guy who was looking very good, then plays that shot. I don't know why. By the way, I see a lot of Rishabh Pant playing reverse sweep in the nets. I see him practice. But even in practice, I sometimes see him, get hit on the pad or get hit on the stump. So it's not really paying dividends. I'm okay with reverse sweep so long as it is a percentage shot, so long as it's giving you dividends, so long as it's worth the risk. If it's not, because just playing conventional shots, he was getting you run. And then you could have had a bit of a panic. I think today Surya Yadav stepped up, Hardik Pandya stepped up, to an extent Akshar Patel stepped up in the end with the 12 odd I think that he got. That's taken India to a decent total. Against better teams, you'd need more runs. Even Virat, run about 24. I'm sure he wanted to accelerate, but that didn't quite happen for him. And 24 balls, you're expecting now at least 30, 35 on this track. That wasn't to be. So against tougher teams, slightly better performance you'd expect out of England batter.
Nikhil, when you look at this particular game, the new ball, is that going to be the key, or will, as the game progresses, as the ball gets softer with the grip that is available? We saw Fazal Haq Farooqi get his wickets through cutters. We saw Rashid Khan getting the turn. Do you think the new ball is going to do the trick, or do you think that the older ball towards the middle stages, that's going to be the key for the Indian bowlers?
I would say middle stages more likely, because it seems a pitch like that. I don't see the ball doing too much to begin with. Also, you've not gone with Siraj. Maybe an Arshdeep here or there picks you a wicket initially, but I think that's not what India is going to rely on. I think what advantage India now have is they've gone, and I've often said that on a track which is a good batting track like this is, you need match-winning bowlers. You can't with percentage bowlers. And up until now, you had a match-winning bowler in Bumrah on a flat track. I think the advantage for India is you've got two match-winning bowlers, Daud in Kuldeep and Bumrah on flat tracks. I'm not talking about tracks that will assist. But I also feel that even someone like Akshar Patel could get some purchase here, because if there is a bit of turn, he does tend to get turn from the pitch. If he bowls slightly slower than usual, he may look to do that. So when you're playing three spinners and with Hardik good form with the ball and a Jasprit Bumrah in ace, I think India has got enough aces up their sleeve to take care of this Afghanistan batting.
Nikhil, that's where it brings me to a question that apart from Jasprit Bumrah's ability to just use those variations, we have Hardik Pandya also, who can use the slower bouncer like pretty much perfectly. So do you see him opening the bowling alongside maybe an Arshdeep, or maybe Hardik opening the bowling with a spinner? Or what do you think will be India's new ball combination in the second innings?
That's a very interesting one, Siddharth. I would have thought that they might go with an Arshdeep and Hardik. It's not a bad option because you don't have Siraj, and no matter what the situation, the Indian team has kind of decided to keep Jasprit Bumrah coming in a little later as first change. I think Afghanistan did decently well using a spinner to begin with. I know later he leaked a bit of runs, but wasn't a bad option. Who knows? Get a Akshar or a Jadeja to bowl, because I know the Afghanistan batting lineup has a lot of right-handers, top order. I think only two left-handers in their top order, right? So that allows you to get your left-arm spinners. And when I'm talking about left arm, I'm talking about left-arm orthodox, not the Chinaman in Kuldeep. So get both Akshar, Jadeja in it pretty early. I don't think it's a bad option. They've done it, by the way, in the past. May not be to begin with. Maybe Hardik comes in. Jasprit Bumrah, I'd keep him. See, but the other way of looking at it is that their man in form has been Gurbaz. So do you want to, just throw the challenge right up, bring up Bumrah, get Gurbaz early and set panic amongst the rest of the Afghanistan batting lineup? That's an option they'd be tempted to explore. But I reckon it's the earlier option we discussed. Maybe a Arshdeep with Hardik, not a bad option. Or maybe bring in a spinner to start with him as an over or two, and then maybe go to a Bumrah or a Hardik.
One thing about the bowling, I would want to ask you before the inning starts actually, that do you think now in hindsight it would have been a better option to actually drop a batter, because anyways 8 of your batters got out? Would have been better that you would have dropped a batter and gotten in a Kuldeep, so that you would have had 3 fast bowling options. Now what has happened is, now that you have 3 spinners, either one of the 3 spinners will have to bowl from the shorter end, so will that bowler be vulnerable to the shorter boundary, and the Afghan batters would obviously want to take that spinner on.
No, but Shashwat, what you're saying is in hindsight, right? This
Yeah.
is hindsight. Now that the batter didn't work, I think they went with 8. And see, today tells you a day why they need to go with 8 batter. You actually utilize all of them. So yes, let's say a Dubey did not fire. Now there can be an argument whether, do you want to persist with Dubey going forward? And I think that's an argument that we'll have at the end of the discussion. But even if you were to do it, then you're still bringing in a batter. What's the option? If India take Dubey out, I don't think they're bringing a bowler in, because they are going to bring a Yashasvi in then at the top of the order and try, or maybe even a Sanju Samsung in. That's something that they'll try and do. So in no way, I think, are they going away from that 8 batter formula that they have. I doubt they're going to do it. And today showed you that even on a flat track, you needed all your 8 batters to come and contribute. Some did contribute, some did not. But I think that's something that the Indian team is going to continue with, keeping in mind the way they've been playing. Also, has not been outstanding batting performance so far. Today was a good day for your top order to get your run. But I think it's pretty much a middle order in Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya that has saved you the blushing.
Yep, indeed. Had it not been for those knocks by Hardik and Surya, who knows what would have happened? I mean, a 150, 160 total would have been right up Afghanistan's alley, who, by the way, Rahmanullah Gurbaz and Hazratullah Zazai are opening.
Zazai is opening,
Yes.
really?
Yeah, I think
He's
Zadran.
more of an opening batter only. So yeah, in a way it makes sense.
Yep. And you're starting with Arshdeep Singh at this point. So
Okay.
let's see who's the bowler at the other end, if that is the case. Maybe if you want to just get rid of Gurbaz, the one big threat that is there in the batting for India, if you have to look at it, get Bumrah in for 1 over. Then you can utilize the rest
wouldn't
of
be a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, you want to remove your top Afghan batter, you remove that, 60% of the damage is done.
Yes.
So that is why, okay, that was
a
a wild delivery from
And he
Arshdeep
stepped out.
Singh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that was the reason to
Intent
go
from
wide.
word go. Yeah.
Yep. So before Nikhil heads back, where you are pointing to those fans, Nikhil, that's the Worrell Walcott weak stand, or is it that's the other end?
I saw Sirat, I'm a bit confused once I come out, so I don't know which part I am in. I don't know whether I'm behind Worrell in weeks. I don't know, because I walk a fair distance to reach here. So kind of lost. Because I've come really outside the main gate, so I would not know. Once I go in and face the stadium, then I know.
That's the reason he went wide.
Okay. So yep, Gurbaz showing intent.
See, there are ship tankers and all that. That's where I've had to come out.
Okay. So yep, we are all set. It's going to be a very interesting chase.
I just want to know, anyone giving Afghanistan any chance? I think majority of us still backing India to win it.
Yeah, backing India to win, but
But
I
I
don't
just-
think it will be a one-sided affair.
I think
Afghanistan will
60-40
take it
India.
close.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say 60-40 India.
Yeah, 55-45 for India.
Yeah. Anybody picking Afghanistan? I want. Anybody? Picking Afghanistan?
Nope. Because I think they have the total, India, that is why. And their bowling, I think, can step up. Kuldeep and Bumrah in particular, I think it'll be difficult for those 8 overs for Afghanistan to get away. That's why.
Exactly.
Yep. So it's going to be an interesting chase. It's not going to be an easy walk in the park for the Indian team. So let's see how it pans out. 5 runs already from 3 balls. So let's see how Gurbazigher does it. Okay. So from all of us here, it's...
Bye-bye. We are sorry we couldn't take your comments in this time
we'll
around,
take
but
it in the...
We'll take them. We'll have a nice long discussion after the match, and we'll have a, we can take your comments there, because we see a lot of comments actually, and some very interesting talking points, but that's for later.
Exactly. So we'll keep all those for match end, which will be a long one. So bye-bye from me, Shane, Sid and Shashwat. We'll join you for the match end.